Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and The Lone Ranger, issue number 2. Alright, so let's get into who made this book really quick. The Lone Ranger, Chapter 2, Finders Keepers, written by Mark Russell, art and colors by Bob Q, kind of like a barbecue. Damn, now I'm hungry. Letters by Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou, and the cover by John Cassaday and Jose Villarrubia. Okay, so we get a really quick little blurb with Tonto playing the fool. It's funny, like Tonto, whenever he's around your average white guy, is playing the fool, right? In order to get something because he's underestimated. And then we find out why he does that, where he learned to make people underestimate him and his weakness, you know? Like he never wants to get overestimated, always underestimated. And I like where that little story came from. It was sad, but at the same time kind of cool, you know? Winning. Even though you might not be the guy who's standing up strong on top, with blood on your knuckles and whatnot, winning is winning. That's what goes down in the record books. So, Lone Ranger is kind of played as the fool here in some regards, but not entirely. He's played as a guy who's ridiculously brave. He's really good at fighting, but he absolutely depends on Tonto. And at the end of the day, you really got to look at it. He's always getting himself into absurd situations with overwhelming odds. So the idea that just two people can actually take all these bad guys down, that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. There might be some people like, it's called the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger's supposed to be the hero and everything. Except you can't just have one guy beating up on everybody. I mean, who's this guy think he is? Batman? Oh. So anyway, even Batman's got a bat family, bro. So, the little story about where Tonto got the that liquor from, whatever that was, the Gold Crown, I think it is. I guess it's like a whiskey. Cool. I actually dug that. I like that there was a callback to there, that we actually got to see where that came from. The idea that he held it for so long is pretty insane, but it is what it is. I'm wondering if this is going to be one of those comics where we do, because I don't remember if anybody got shot and killed in the previous issue. But there's a point where Lone Ranger winds up getting his hands on a pretty cool gun. I'm not going to go into details because I don't want you to lose your sense of surprise. I want you to actually go out and grab this comic book. This is a fun Western comic book, all right? And if you're gonna argue that Westerns aren't your thing, grab issue 1. See if you won't be interested in reading issue 2. This was a great comic book, man. So he comes out with a special kind of gun. I'm just thinking to myself, I don't see any bodies hitting the floor, like not bloody and whatnot. So I'm wondering about this. Is this one of those things where nobody's going to die? Like, is the A-Team van going to come by? Da, 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 da. Like, is that what's going to happen here? All things concerned, good comic book, good comic book. I guess if they're going to keep this as one of those things where nobody necessarily dies and whatnot, then it is what it is. I was actually hoping to see people mowed down. Just maybe it's a little bloodthirsty of me, but Anyway, guys, good comic. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.